Welcome to the Vinny Roc Podcast.
Much more than this, I did it my way.
Hey, what's up, guys? You guys know that this show wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for our sponsors. I'm just going to give a couple highlights right here. I know I'm going to miss a few because this is something new, but eventually I'm going to have more organization. I'll be able to hit all the key points. But right now, first off the top of my head, we're going to say Lead Singer's Whiskey. Lead Singer's Whiskey. Obviously, we have a bourbon. We have a rye, a spice or cinnamon whiskey, right?
Yeah, I call it a cinnamon.
Yeah, and a spiced rum. So those are amazing. Find them in a place near you. If you cannot find the Unicorn of Whiskey, please go ahead and contact one of the social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and we'll tell you what states we do have it in currently. There's a few surprises. We have a few big states that we just signed, so I'm pretty excited about that. Another one of our sponsors, and I'm proud to be an owner of this, is Warfighter Tobacco. Warfighter Tobacco is a brand that started no more than about a year ago and actually took off from the Drinker Bros podcast and now is continuing on to jump on with this podcast. Obviously because I am one of the shareholders. But some exciting news in the Warfighter Tobacco world. We have partnered up with a big company. Plasencia Cigars is the ones that are making ours now. They are producing them for us. The quality of them has just shot through the roof. They're a Nicaragua brand now, and it's an exciting new thing. I think if you guys have had them before and you love them, you're gonna freaking die for these now. Go check out warfightertobacco.com, Warfighter Tobacco on Instagram and Facebook. Give them a follow and check them out. Another one of our sponsors, you already know, Steel. This is one of our big sponsors that jumped on board and helped us out really early on. And that is not to be confused with Warfighter Tobacco, but this is Warfighter Hemp.
Yes. If you're tired of the opiates and the zombie apocalypse, the zombie dope, or PTSD symptoms,
the CBD oil.
The CBD oil is kind of the way to go for. There's no psychedelic effect on these. There's no involvement with psychedelic effects or anything like that.
And am I correct? This is legal in every state?
Yes, it is legal.
Yeah, so this is one of the things. This is something that Boone is a big advocate for. This is CBD oils. This is supposed to be. I haven't tried it yet, personally. I need to jump on board, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to yet or not, so I'm actually looking into that. Yeah. And I think I am. Even though I'm military, I think I'm still allowed to use CBD. You still got
that stigma of it.
Right, I'm nervous, right? Like, all of a sudden but let me double check on that for you guys before you do it. If you're military, anyone else, go ahead and check it out. This is Warfighter Hemp. What's the promo code for Warfighter Hemp?
The promo code for Warfighter Hemp is Vinny. Vinny.
It's it, Vinny.
That's it. Just Vinny.
Promo code is Vinny.
You're the man on that.
Well, I like that. If you use Vinny as a promo code, you'll get a little bit of percentage off. Am I right?
Yes, sir. You will get 10%.
10% off. And you guys use that code. Check it out. Let me know how it goes. I would love to hear some of the feedback on this. Don't forget, that's Warfighter Hemp. Yes, and another one of our sponsors, Article 15 Clothing. You guys know where it's at, article15clothing.com. Check them out. They got women's shirts, men's shirts. They also got some winter line coming out here soon. Check it out. Hey, if you use the promo code Rocco, ROCCO, I'm pretty sure it still gives you 10%. If it does, let me know. If it doesn't, let me know. Our next sponsor is Valor. ValorSpirits.com has a sweetener that is made from the nectar of the agave plant. These guys are two combat veterans, one Marine, one Army, are now just living a life trying to make a business and make it happen. I'm very excited to have these guys on board. If you guys want to check their product, you can find it on Amazon. If you're going to use the promo code, there's the only way you can get it on Amazon. You can use the promo code called Vinny Roc, and that's capital V, capital R. Okay, so check them out. That's Valor. It's not an artificial. It's an actual sweetener. Yeah, it's an actual sweetener, and it's good. It's very good, and it's made from the nectar of the agave plant. I love that.
It's you put it in my coffee.
Do you?
Yeah, it's good.
You fucking sweet ass bitch. All right, guys, go check them out. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Vinny Roc here. I'm here with my boy Kasner.
How's it going? Good, how are you?
Good. It's another beautiful Sunday today.
It's a great day today.
You know, sometimes we record on Sundays, sometimes we record on Wednesdays, sometimes we record on Mondays. Who fucking knows? I don't know. Well, you guys obviously had the release of the Vinny Roc podcast. I hope to God you guys enjoyed it. You know, it's been an interesting thing, just trying to get it uploaded, getting onto iTunes. We're still working on getting on Spotify. I just want to kind of touch base. We're getting on Spotify here soon. So just so you know, you have to upload it onto a server, and the server sends it out to other ones, but this server doesn't do Spotify, so now we have to upload it to a new server, and so we have to pay for that. We have to figure out how much megabytes or something like that.
Just for you Spotify fans, we got to do it for you.
Yeah, so we're going to figure it all out. So we hope you guys honestly enjoyed the show. I would love for more interaction from you guys. Hit us up on the pages and let us know what you would like. Someone said they want a conversation with me and my dad.
That would be great.
I think that's
because you have a lot of good stories about your dad and things that he's done. You've done with him, and they're great stories.
Dude, my dad. We weren't even going to talk about this today. We actually started to try and make a list to kind of keep us on track a little bit more. You know, and this isn't even on the list of what I wanted to talk about today. My dad. There's some crazy stories about my dad. My dad is an angry Puerto Rican at times. We call him the chili pepper. Actually, he doesn't know this, but I actually refer to him as the Beast, like in my head.
Why the Beast?
He just reminds me of the Beast, dude.
Oh, like from X-Men?
No, from like Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, Beauty and the Beast.
Like,
okay.
Dinner's at 7 or something.
Get down here now.
My dad's the type of guy that would how do you say it? It's like he would wake us up very early in the morning. I'm talking like 7 a.m. in the morning and say, half the day is gone, get up. And you're like, holy shit, it's 7 a.m.
It's like you were living on like a farm, like you had to go out and feed the pigs.
No, but we didn't. You know, all we had was
but
concrete, so we just swept the concrete. You know, we picked up some of the fruit that fell from the tree. We mowed the lawn, blah, 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 blah. House chores. But this isn't just a Saturday or a Sunday. This is on vacation.
Yeah, I was going to say summer vacation.
Summer vacation. Yeah, and he's waking us up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I already walked 5 miles. I had my coffee. I read the newspaper. What have you done?
Did you guys have... I know you guys had a pool.
Yeah, we did. We had a pool.
So did you have to clean it or...
No, we didn't. Luckily.
Okay, good.
Dude, when I was younger, we had a pool guy. This is crazy. So I had child asthma. Army, don't kill me now. But I had asthma as a child. That's a funny story because about something else. But here's what happened. A pool guy one time came to the house and decided to put some chlorine into the pool. He turns the knob and the lid falls off. The thing pops off and just starts spraying whatever the fuck it was everywhere. And dude, we were choking to death. Me, my brother, and his friend were in the backyard running as fast as we could to get into the house because we were dying.
Oh, like the fumes?
Yeah.
The chlorine fumes?
Whatever it was, I believe it could have killed us. It might have caused a little bit of damage.
He made some chlorine gas on accident?
Oh, dude, if my dad was there, I bet he would have whooped that fucking dude's ass. Like, my dad... Here's the thing I've respected about my dad. Now, dude, I would love to talk about fighting one day because I think I gained a lot of my fighting mannerisms from my father. But my father was never afraid to fight anyone. And that's something I've always admired in him. And when we talk about fighting, I'll explain that more. It's like I've always had fear in fighting. No matter who it is, no matter how trained I am, no matter how untrained the other person is, there's always the fear of that one shot.
Like that first rush you get when I don't want to do it.
The anxiety? Yeah.
There's always an anxiety.
Yeah. There's always. But I don't think I've never seen that in him. And I don't know if there ever actually is that in him. You know what I'm saying?
When you're when you know that you're in the right, like somebody was being a total dick about something, you're like, I'm going to beat this guy's ass. But you still like, oh
yeah.
God,
And as soon as all of a sudden it goes toe to toe, you're sitting there like, oh my God, we're about to fight. Yeah. And so my dad never had that. My dad was a very tough dude. He grew up in the streets. He's just kind of this well-mannered, well-respected, just a really good guy, but also don't ever fucking cross him, right? Like he's one of the guys like just have respect. And if you didn't, he would fuck you up. And here's the story. This is just one of several. And I'll wait till my dad is here to actually, I would love to embarrass him a little bit. But one time, we're walking out of a McDonald's morning breakfast on our way to a school. It was a baseball picture day. And so early morning, woke up early, got some breakfast, headed to the car. I'm walking in front of him, just a little bit ahead, probably about 10 feet, just kind of a dumb kid, just doing whatever the fuck I want. Wasn't paying attention. And a car almost hit me. But the car was coming way too fast. Like, he shouldn't be driving that fast. He kind of whipped around the corner too quick. I stopped. He slammed on his brakes. He almost hit me, right? My dad hits the hood of the car and says, hey, slow the fuck down, right? And the guy goes, fuck you, and flips off my dad, right? Well, by the time this guy's already has his finger up flipping off my dad, I'm sitting here thinking, oh, fuck, game on, because this dude does not give a fuck, right? He's already taken a few steps towards the dude on the driver's side where the window was down and just throws his coffee right off this dude's fucking face.
Hot coffee.
McDonald's
McDonald's hot coffee.
Yeah, and by then, the dude was like, ah! And I'm already getting to the car. My dad's getting in the car. He goes, just don't tell your mother. And we drove off and never spoke about that ever again.
Don't say shit to your mother about this one.
So if there's a dude out there that's got a little bit of a second-degree burn on his crotch for flipping off my dad, I'm sorry. That's my pops. He just protects his own, just like any other would. Crazy, man.
Was your dad... Because each parent mostly each dad has like this thing they do to their kids when they're messing up, like a quick, like either like slap to the back of the head or like a hair pull kind of thing.
No, my dad had to look.
The look?
You just look at him and you know like you're fucked. Like, he had a look and a lip raise. His lip would raise one side, yeah. And you knew, like...
like he was just getting ready to lose it?
Dude, that was worse than a spanking. I'd be in tears already seeing it, like, I am fucked.
My dad would always do the ear twist.
Oh, would he?
Like, you'd mess up and...
Yeah.
Like, just twist her a little bit, like, knock it off.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff. My mom used to reach back and grab you with her nails. She used to have those long nails, and you just grab that, like, the calf and squeeze it, and you'd be like, oh, shit.
Always on the car rides.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
they look at you
the
in the
mom
mirror
reached back. I thought it was more of like a Latina reach back, but I heard a lot of people have the reach back. Yeah. It doesn't matter what race. They all do it.
My dad was a sharpshooter. Like, he'd just give one quick look, and then just whack.
Oh, my dad had the whistle. We'd be on the playground and after school playground running around. I don't care where the fuck you're at. When you hear Dad's whistle, you fucking turn and start running towards it, right? And it's just this, and you're like, oh shit, Dad's here! Boom, and you start running.
It's like the streetlights when they come on, almost.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? My kids have that. My kids are very similar. I can do this I do this small little, and they all know to look at me.
I've seen that.
Yeah, and it's just like a no vocals. Just a face and a finger, kind of a quick whip, and they know exactly what I mean. Whether it's sit down, whether it's stand up, whether it's let's go, they all get it. Here's the coolest thing about that: like if you're walking, I'm going to show you one day. Say we're walking to church, or we're walking to in a driveway, in a parking lot, whatever it is. As soon as I say stop, they all stop, like on a fucking dime, bro. And part of me feels like, damn, I got them well trained. The other part's like, damn, why are they so well trained?
It's like that game when you played as a kid, that red light, yellow light, green light game.
Yeah, exactly. No, as soon as I say stop, they all stop. Like, they could be talking, laughing. It don't fucking matter. They're so well trained. I guess it's just, we do it so often that as soon as I say stop, they stop moving.
Well, if you got 6 kids and you're out in public, they gotta, you know, they gotta.
Have you ever seen my 6 kids embarrass me?
No, not once.
Not once. Not once. My kids are very well mannered in public, as they should be. I don't give a fuck if you have 10 kids. If you're raising them right, they will not embarrass you in public. Now, at home, they run around like crazy asses, right? And that's
They're always
kids
playing,
do.
though.
Yeah, but that's the coolest thing of a big family. They stay engaged with each other, doing all kinds of cool shit. But when you go in public, and if you don't have manners, they get the look. Well,
how many times have you been like in a grocery store, or this is one of the reasons why I don't go to Walmart.
Yeah,
is you'll just be walking looking for something, and all of a sudden there's just some random little kid just running through the aisle.
He trips me out.
Screaming, yelling. It's like, where are your parents at? Like, what are you doing?
Dude, if any of us did that as kids, we'd get our asses kicked.
Oh, yeah. Guaranteed.
My kids know better. To me, it's one of those things like, if you have fucking kids and you're not trying to raise them with manners, if you're not trying to raise them with the common decency to appreciate other people's space, right? Like common basic courtesies of don't let your kids fucking scream and cry the whole time throughout a dinner at a nice restaurant, right? Just basic ass shit.
Don't bring a baby to a movie theater.
Yeah, and if you do, that baby better be quiet as fuck, right? And soon as
some Robitussin in it.
As soon as it fucking starts crying, you stand up and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I do. That's what I used to do. Like my kids right now, they will not. They better not. Like a movie to me is the most important time of my day. If I'm sitting there watching a movie, there's no lights on, there's no one talking. Dude, my lady tries to talk to me sometimes during a movie. I just give her the look like.
I'm the same way with people. Whenever I watch a movie with somebody, they're like, I'm like, yo, this is a great movie. This is a great movie. And like, oh, yeah, we really want to watch it. You know, and sit down and start watching it.
Dude.
And then they're talking the whole time, or they're like getting up doing something. And
you're like, dude, you're missing. I like to be
this
watching
is an important part.
Yeah, I like to be so engulfed in a fucking movie. I feel like I'm actually there. Like I'm sitting there in the city that they're in, just walking by and listening to this. Like I'm so engulfed in that shit, right? Like fully feeling it, right? And then someone goes and fucks that up. It's
well, that's one of the things you had to get into, like with acting. Like you got to be, like you got to be there.
You be there. Yeah. You mentally have to be there. Well, and that's funny, dude. So it's a crazy thing about like me getting on. So it's hard to explain. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say.
Okay.
But being able to be a part of the Mayans MC pilot filming, you know, obviously there's going to be a refilming. There's going to be a reshoot here soon. I can't say whether I'm a part of that or not. But the first one, you know, just for me getting that role was a wild experience, right? It was just kind of timing. Someone said it like this way, it's preparation meets opportunity. And that's essentially what it was. Like a lot of people don't realize, like I've done some theater in when I was in junior college with at Glendale Community College. I had a couple theater classes and didn't get to do much outside of the classroom. Like I didn't actually do a play or anything like that, but I did enough in the classroom. And I've always been a part of like public speaking courses. I've always done stuff. So I'm very comfortable in that space and I kind of know what I need to do. So with the little bit of training I had and got the opportunity to to show up and read my lines, I had to be fully there, right? I oh my goodness. The first time I ever walked into one, it was for a Toyota commercial when I was 18.
Oh, Toyota. Huh?
Yeah. So remember in one of the podcasts I talked about how I couldn't read very well?
Yeah.
So at 18 years old, I go to a open audition. At the time, I'm very thin, lean. I have a six-pack. I'm thinking like, dude, I can do this. I wore these, I remember these blue pants, white shoes, and a sweater shirt, like a V-neck sweater shirt.
Like the old college prep ones where it's like
no, an actual, like a regular V, not a deep V. I didn't go deep V. Not at that time, the deep Vs weren't in.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just regular V. Hair was long and curly at the time. I gelled it down so it looked like dude, I was a mess. Either way, I showed up there thinking I was going to kill it.
Wait, were you already like hair like
long and curly?
Bleached and
yeah, it was.
All that stuff.
It was just pretty much. I had to calm down the little bit of a fro that I had and turn it. It was like Jerry curl kind of look. It's what it was.
Not like Eazy-E.
Yeah, well, not so much, right? Because my hair isn't as coarse, but it was there. It had the curls.
Yeah,
I was working the curls. So I showed up, and I didn't know that I was going to be reading lines at the time. I thought I was going there for an audition. I guess I didn't know what to expect. I grew up in LA area, so obviously everyone kind of does this. Everyone kind of takes their shot at trying to be in acting. They gave me the lines, and it was for a Toyota commercial, which I was like, oh, okay, that'd be cool. But I couldn't read. And so I'm like, I could read the words like the, and I could read hey, like basic ass words. But then you start getting into other things. I was having trouble, and then that plus anxiety, right? It started really. I started sweating. I started stuttering the words. I kept having to read off paper, which understanding like reading off paper is not the most professional way to do it.
Yeah.
And I ended up just walking out.
Did they just go before
like,
they told you like get the fuck out of here?
I walked down there. I was like, they're like, sure, and I was like, I'm good. Yeah. So I walked out.
So before they told you just to get out.
Yeah.
Like,
and
thank you. We'll give you a call. Is that what you usually say?
I was almost in tears in my car because I was like, whoa! I just completely fucked.
What kind of
up.
car were you driving back then?
At the time, I had a Chevy S10.
Chevy S10.
Yeah, Chevy S10. It overheated all the time, so I had to keep the heater on with the windows down just to make sure the heat pulled out of the engine.
No shit.
Does that trick work? Because I was told that.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, you put the heater running, so it pulls out the heat from the engine area and it cools down the engine.
So you're just 105 degrees in the valley,
just miserable,
160 degrees in your car.
And so now years later, I got the opportunity to go up to do an open read. I even told him, I said, look, I read slow. And at this, I don't read that slow anymore. I think more anxiety is like, just don't fuck this up. And so they sent me the script a day before. I had the fortunate opportunity to talk with a buddy of mine who is a pretty well-known actor. He stopped by at lunch and kind of gave me some pointers. And so he really kind of he's the one who got the audition, I guess, for me. He forwarded the email I sent to him to the right people. The right people liked my look. The tattoos, all that, the stuff from Range 15, the stuff that I've already had. They really enjoyed the look. And so they decided that they'd give me the opportunity to do a read. So I showed up there with, Christy, and I told her, like, look, I'm going to try and look the part a little bit better. It was kind of recommended to a couple people of mine. And so I showed up with, white shirt, Chuck Taylors, blah, 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 shaved head. And I walked in, and there's like, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. Well, I showed up there, and there was someone else walking out that looked very similar. I'm like, fuck, dude.
So just similar to you?
Well, it's similar look.
The
yeah,
bald head.
Like Latino dude, fucking some tattoos, But I still felt I looked a little bit more authentic, if you will, right? And so, continued on. I went into the room. She's there. Again, this is the second time I've ever done this. There's a camera in the room. They record you, and they give you your lines. Wendy starts saying her lines, and she sounds just like a Latin dude. She does the part like an actress or an actor. And then I did my part, and so I felt really good about it. She even gave me a hug. She was like, "That was really good." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So we leave. I fly home, and then they give me the call like, "Kurt now wants to see it." So I have to fly back the next day to freaking do my part in front of Kurt Sutter. Now, Kurt Sutter is a huge freaking dude. It's a big deal to me. I'm excited about it. And so I'm like, fuck yeah, I got to do it. So I got to drop another $700 because flying out of El Paso to LA is not cheap. $700, get there. Now I'm reading two different parts. They gave me another character they want me to read for. And so I had to read both of them in front of Kurt. And, it went well.
Yeah, the
rest is
soon to be history.
Soon to be history, I guess. Yeah. Dude, but it's crazy because around some of these actors I looked up to, my whole life, or just big fans of now, and just trip out to be in the same room with these guys. And seeing the difference of production from what Range 15 does into what this does, and how much more, I guess, serious and like professional.
I was going to ask you, because I mean, you had some guys on Range 15 that were in some, pretty big, like Sean Astin and Shatner, because I mean, there's some method actors out there.
Yeah.
I don't know, were they, because it's relaxed set, were they kind of just that way?
Yeah. Well, relaxed? Dude, I thought Emilio Rivera, that's the guy who plays Marcus Alvarez. I was thinking he was going to be just a great actor. Like, that's him, bro. He's a good actor, but
that's just the way he is. He's
him, bro. He's the most authentic, real, honest people I've met in a long time. I mean, I just wrote a blog about Joseph Raymond. Yeah. Dude, he's again another one of those dudes that are just honest, real, lived through some crazy lives, like insane and inspiring to hear from what they started and what they're doing now.
Kind of like they don't know what to be besides themselves.
Yeah, they're just themselves. There's no reason to fucking be bullshit. There's no faking the funk in that group, Guys, Emilio has done so much, and people don't realize, like, I guess, Hollywood hasn't been nicest to him, but the guy continues to be a positive, badass dude. I just loved being around those guys. You know what I mean? Guys like Elgin, one of the other writers, he became famous, or I guess well known, off of those ganglands. Remember the ganglands they used to do?
Yeah.
He's one of the first dudes on one of those ganglands. I believe it's called STP. I don't even know what the name was. His gang, whatever it was, his crew was not really necessarily a crew, but it kind of got notoriety and known as one.
So was he one of the guys that was on there?
He's one of the main dudes who started. Go ahead and do me a favor. Google that real quick.
Yeah.
Google up Elgin James, and so you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. But dude, funny thing is, he's also one of the writers of another movie that I was like, dude, I can't wait to watch this movie called and I'm sitting there talking to him. He's like, oh man, dude, I saw some of your Instagrams, da 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 da. He goes, you might know my brother, right? So he's got a brother that grew up in foster care with him, right? And one of his brothers. His brother is Jocko, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They call each other brothers, right? Because, that's how they grew up, right? Yeah, that's his brother. He goes, you might know my brother. I was like, I know exactly who the fuck that dude is. He's a badass, right? He goes, like, I don't know him personally, but I'm a big fan of him, right? He goes, yeah, I'm going to talk to him about you. You might know who you are, right? And so I'm like, holy shit. And then I post a picture with him, and someone tells me, he goes, dude, that's the guy from Gangland. I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, dude.
The FSU, the Friends Stand United.
Yes, FSU, dude.
Boston, Massachusetts.
So this dude is the fucking creator of that with some of his homeboys, right? Ends up getting in trouble from that, essentially. But does some time, and he ends up writing the script Lowriders. Which I told him, I was like, dude, I'm excited for this new film called Lowrider. He goes, I wrote it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Then he just kind of like, yeah, whatever, I wrote it.
Yeah, I wrote it. I was like, dude, that's so rad. And so he's one of the writers for that. Awesome dude. He's one of the guys on board with the Minds MC as well. It's just cool to be surrounded by these guys that are just, they're just doing it, man. You know what I mean? Whatever their past was, it doesn't matter. Change is obviously possible. These guys have proven that from time and time again in Hollywood. Now making crazy changes and kind of opening the doors in Hollywood for guys like, that finally decided to change their life and use their skill sets for either acting or in an artistic way or writing or whatnot.
Their inspiration.
Oh, dude, it's freaking awesome. Either way, I'm just blessed to be a part of that. I hope that journey continues. And man, I don't even know what to say about it. It's
you ever saying something the other day that you wanted to like eventually get into like a drama role?
Well, dude, the thing for me is like people. If anyone wants to understand why acting for me is like, I don't know, I wanted to do it, but you know what the coolest thing about it? It's a challenge. It's a challenge to get a character, try and portray that character on film, and have people to completely believe it, right?
Yeah.
And so that to me is like, whatever character I have, I want to be able to portray it in so realistic that people believe it, right? And they believe that.
Yeah, that's the end goal.
Yeah, like so if I do some shady ass shit on fucking and as an actor, people in in the civilian world can be like, "Hey, you're an asshole." I'm like, "Good." That means I'm a good actor, right? Because there's certain actors
that you just hate because of that one role.
There's certain actors I can't fucking stand.
Like Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator. Oh,
bro,
I hated him.
I want to walk up to him and stab him in the fucking rib, just like he did fucking, you know what I'm saying?
That was for Russell. That was for Maximus.
That's for Maximus Aurelius, you fucking bastard.
Who are some of the actors that you like really look up to that, I mean, you're just like, man, that's just a great actor.
You know, what's funny is one of the first actors that I've really kind of like, Edward Norton Jr. You know, he did one film a while back, and I can't remember, Primal Fear. Primal Fear, is that the one where he was a altar boy, was raped by a priest? He ends up murdering the priest.
Yeah.
And then fucking acting like he has two different personalities. In the end, he really doesn't. Yeah. So he got away with the plea deal as in the insanity plea.
Yeah, it's with Richard Gere.
Yes.
So at the end, like, Richard Gere walks away after Edward Norton says something, and then Richard Gere stops and is like...
One of those movies where you're like, oh, dude, that dude's dope. And then he did Fight Club, which I thought was great, right?
Well, sorry for ruining Primal Fear for you guys if you haven't seen it. Yeah, it's a great movie.
If you haven't, fuck you. Dude, it's old. You should have seen it.
This is like 92 or 95.
You're an asshole if you haven't seen it. No, you know what the other thing is, though? Who's the other actor? Just recently, the actor that plays in the movie, what is it? With the multiple personalities, like 10 different personalities, 12 different personalities, Switch or something like that? Or
McAvoy.
Is that his name?
He was in the X-Men.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah, James McAvoy, I think.
Dude, what a dope ass. I would say this. The film is interesting, but his acting is fucking dope.
I haven't seen it yet. It's Switch. Is it called
Switch? That's it.
I think that's what it's called.
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Either way, blew me away. And that's another one of those actors that is just like fucking... I think Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence. I think she's amazing.
Did you ever see Winter's Bone?
No, did you see Silver Lining? What is it? Silver Lining?
I didn't see that one yet.
It's a great one. Another
great one. I guess I gotta sit down and watch.
You gotta watch it. Yeah, don't be an asshole. Don't be talking about movies you don't know.
Don't be an asshole, all right?
I think Denzel's always dope. You know what I mean? Like Denzel in the movie. What's the one where he rescues the girl?
A Man on Fire,
dude.
I've seen that movie probably 50 times.
Christopher Walken's narrating the part about Creasy is probably my favorite scene.
I guess he ad-libbed that.
Yeah, he's the type of man that like. Dude.
He's eating the strawberries or whatever.
Did he really ad-lib that?
Yeah, he improv that.
Fucking amazing, dude.
I read it anyways.
Yeah, well, dude, that's why I have you here with all the useless knowledge that you provide, dude.
I'm full of them.
Besides those movies, there's something I want to talk about today. One of the funniest experiences I've ever had in life, and I felt like a fool, but it was hilarious. While I was in the Border Patrol Academy, I have a lot of Border Patrol. Actually, maybe we'll do a full show on the Border Patrol one day because there's a lot to talk about a lot of the crazy, funny, weird scenarios I've got myself into. But this is one of the funniest ones. I'm a big fan of Frisbee golf, right? Frisbee golf, disc golf, people call it.
Yeah,
I learned how to do this. I learned how to do it I think it was actually the first place I ever heard about it was Chico.
Yeah,
and if I remember correctly,
it's pretty big in Chico.
Yeah,
it was.
Doesn't it originate somewhere in Northern California?
I'm not sure about that. I'll
actually look that up because I'm pretty sure it does originate somewhere in Northern California. But yeah. So I take my disc golfs with me, right? And I call them disc golfs. That's what I like to call them. And if you guys don't know what Frisbee golf, disc golf is, you can kind of Google it, check it out. So what it is like, it's very similar to golf if you play golf, but you have these discs that are Frisbees, essentially. They're smaller than a Frisbee. They're heavier. You have a putter, you have a driver, you have a long range, you have all these different kind of things, right? And all it is the way they float, the way they roll, and whatnot. And so they have these baskets, if you will, and you've probably seen them at parks and never understood what the fuck it was. But it's a basket with chains, and the chains slow down the Frisbee to catch it into the bottom basket. And if you hit that bottom basket, that's your score, your hole-in-one, whatever. That's your goal. So where did it originate?
Well, they said it originated in the early 1900s in Canada.
Whoa.
But modern disc golf started in the 60s.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of different places, but they think like students at Rice University, some places in Georgia, Santa Barbara.
So all over.
Yeah, just kind of, I mean, it's the 60s. They were doing whatever. So
I picked it up. You know what? I started playing it a lot in the military. I remember in Fort Benning, Georgia, they have a disc golf at Fort Benning, Georgia, on Fort Benning, Georgia, on base. I was there for the language course, and I went and picked up a few discs and started playing it here and there. And then I traveled. Oh, man, my buddy Chip Bryant and Chris Carnahan, Chip Bryant, man, and wherever you guys are at, you know I love you. I think Chip is in Houston. I think Chris is in California. Crazy dudes, man. Crazy dudes. I mean, we used to ride trains one time. Yeah, we jumped on a moving train.
Oh, like a hobo style.
Yeah, we just did. We did. And we rode it for about a good half mile and jumped off into some grass. Like, okay, I don't know where that's taking me. But it was scary as hell to do that shit, right?
Yeah, because there's other... That's a whole different life.
It's not smart to do, but we did it. We were fools. But we were doing a language course, and we were out there, and that's where I started playing a lot of, and then I continued on. So back to the story. I'm in the Border Patrol Academy now, and I knew that we're going to have some weekends off, so I decided to bring a disc golf and kind of keep myself busy. I do my best to do that quite a bit to keep myself out of trouble or to keep myself without being bored all the time. I decided to kind of do something active, and disc golf's a fun thing, and it's not hard to take a couple discs with you anywhere and play.
Yeah, all you need is pretty much 2 to 3 discs.
2 to 3 discs, and you can play a whole game. Yeah, it's just it's like nine 3-par 9-hole freaking golf cars.
Yeah, I used to play a lot back in the day too. But
yeah,
like me and my buddies were there like drinking beer.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly. If you bring you bring a good 6-pack or 12-pack, and you just sip the whole way through,
cruising around, throwing your disc bag.
It's just you do it chanclas on, sandals or barefoot, whatever.
what's
chanclas?
Oh, chanclas. Okay.
Yeah, that's the Spanish. I don't even know. But either way, so I took a buddy with mine, dude, and his name's Foreman. Last name's Foreman, and so that's all I'm gonna say. So we go playing.
It's one of those stories.
Yeah, where it's funny because I end up throwing the disc a few times. He's like, "Dude, what's this game, bro?" And he's a San Diego kid. He's like, "Dude, this is fucking cool, right?" He's kind of like a surfer kind of
San Diego kid, but didn't know what disc golf was.
No, I didn't know what disc golf was, or maybe he's heard about it or something. But he's not much of a baseball player. He's not much of a thrower, so I guess he wanted to go out there and check it out, right? And so I took him. Dude, his first few throws, I swear he didn't go fucking 20 feet. Right, they were just terrible.
All left, right.
Dude, just like I was like, what the fuck? This guy throws terrible, right? So he started learning how to really throw, and he's a competitive dude, so he's trying to get good at this. And so we're at a hole, and it's a straightaway, man, and it's probably 300. Man, I wouldn't even say yards. Probably let's say about 150 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds about right.
About 450 feet, right?
Man, I can't say. Let's see, 100 yards of the football field. More realistic, let's say it's 75 yards.
Okay.
75 yards away. It's a good throw. It's a good throw to get close to the pin. And it's very rare anyone's going to get a hole in one. You're just going to throw it and see what happens.
They don't happen very often.
Right. And so I threw mine, and I could throw pretty fucking hard. And so I knew I was going to get close to the pin within the first throw. And I have this throw where I know it kind of goes left a little bit, then goes right and kind of drops center. There was a guy sitting at a park bench eating his lunch. And it's pretty far, right? I've never seen my buddy throw it more than freaking 20, 40 feet. So I'm like, whatever, right? And he goes, "Oh, dude, I don't know if I should throw, man. That guy's over there." I was like, "Bro, you've never fucking thrown farther than 20, 40 feet. What are you fucking
I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the guy's safe. If he stood right in front of you, I don't think you can fucking hit him with this goddamn disc, right? And then this fucking kid throws, and I swear to you, the gods came down and picked up that fucking disc and held it for a while and just slammed it into this fucking dude's face, bro.
Did you see it? Like
I saw it leave his hand, and I was like, oh my God.
I just jinxed that guy.
How the hell did it catch air? It's like the wind came up and lifted it, carried it. It went far left and started coming down right. Faster and faster down. And it looked closer. I grabbed his shoulder thinking like, oh shit. And my buddy goes, no. And he goes, sir. And the dude gets hit square in the fucking face. It knocks him off his fucking bench while he's eating lunch and onto his back.
Sandwich everywhere.
Everything. Gone. And I start running like, and my buddy's like, no, man, no, I told you I shouldn't have thrown it. And I'm thinking like, fuck, dude, I've never seen you throw a pass. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, yeah, how am I supposed to know that was going to happen?
How the fuck was that going to happen, right? So this story gets better. So we're running over there. And I'm like, part of me's dying inside. Like, that was the fucking most epic thing I've ever seen.
I cannot believe that just happened.
How the fuck did they hit a dude square in the fucking face from that far with a disc golf? Like, never in a million years did this ever happen again. And then it gets crazier. So I'm running over there and I see there's blood in this guy's face. His glasses fucking cut his fucking eyebrow pretty bad.
Oh, so he's deep cut.
So now it's got a good cut and it's bleeding, right? And the face bleeds quite a bit, but it's bleeding. And here's my 2 cents. I say, sir, let me help you. I'm an EMT.
Are you okay?
Yeah. And he goes, I'm a doctor.
Doctor, you idiots.
I was like, oh shit.
Tell me what to do.
Exactly. How can I help you? What do you need? He goes, the hospital's right there. Dude, it was fucking 50 feet away. The hospital's right there. He goes, just take me there. I'm like, okay. So as we're walking up there, I was like, so what do you do? He goes, I'm the lead surgeon. This fucking dude is the lead surgeon, bro. So we fucked up the lead surgeon's eye. I don't know who had a surgery later that day, but didn't get it done, obviously.
Oh, chain of events.
I was terrified. I'm thinking we're getting sued. So I sat there, make sure the whole time they took care of him. They put stitches on his eye, and I drove him home. And I kept like kind of like, sir, we didn't mean. He goes, oh, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's all good. You guys, I didn't expect to come that far. I should have moved. And I'm like, yeah, my friend throws fucking.
I think he was looking at it going, there's no way that's going to hit me.
Yeah.
There's no way
he probably saw my friend's first few throws and was like, this guy throws like a fucking
I'll just
bitch.
sit down right here.
And then he fucking chucks one at him. Just almost sliced him in half. Dude, if it was a fucking racer fucking boomerang, it would have cut him in half.
Just a cartoon style.
Yeah. Dude, the story doesn't end there. Dude.
There's more to it?
Yeah. So I finished the Border Patrol Academy and I started going into the Spanish portion. Yes, I don't speak Spanish well enough to get Spanish done in the academy, so I had to stay an extra month. While in the Spanish Academy, I found a lump in my breast. And this is an honest story.
So you freaked out?
Yeah, so I had to go get checked. And they decided they wanted to remove the lump. It was a benign tumor.
Oh, okay. So it was a tumor.
Yeah. It was a growth. And so they took it out, and guess who the surgeon was?
The guy that you hit in the face?
Dude, Surgeon Rahimi, dude.
Surgeon Rahimi.
He shows up, and I'm like,
did he recognize you?
Yes.
He was going to, he didn't put on, a third nipple or nothing like that?
Dude, that's what I was terrified. He did a smirk, and I was like, please don't cut off the wrong side.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm going to wake up with breast implants. You know what I mean? Like, oh, shit.
So there you go.
Dude.
Yeah, that karma could have came full circle.
It was so fucking crazy. And so, yeah, so he ended up doing the surgery. Everything was great. The lump was benign, and so we're good to go. Just like, what?
That's crazy. It's a small world.
Dude, I couldn't even believe that happened. It's just one of the craziest things that's ever happened. Dude, but.
Well, are you freaking out? You're scared about the surgery, the lump.
I was more terrified
of. And then you see the doctor, and you're going,
yeah.
What?
I thought he was like, okay, he's going to cut off my fucking leg. Or he's going to render my dick useless. Like,
just cut this right here.
Yeah, cut this nerve here. He won't be able to use that anymore because he's an asshole. But either way, that was done. Again, Dr. Rahimi, if you're listening, I apologize still to this day about my friend's throw. And Foreman, if you're listening, please do not play frisbee golf ever again. You were lethal with those throws.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Dude, here's something crazy to me. The Mandela effect. I've talked about this before on the Drink Bros podcast. And
thanks for bringing that up to me or introducing me to that world, because it's been freaking me out for a while now.
Dude, I still to this day think the weirdest thing is the Sinbad movie. Shazam.
We talked about this with a
big
group of people.
We were just with the crew. We were with the crew, a film crew that we're working with right now on a project that we obviously cannot talk about right now. But the film crew was like, "What are you talking about, Mandela effect?" And so
nobody knew what else. Nobody else said.
It all happened because we have one of our camera guys. He believes in weird shit, and I always tell him I always want to try and get shit out of him, whether it's like UFOs, whether it's ghosts, whether it's Bigfoot, whether it's
when he starts to talk about things a little bit, he's like, "Oh yeah," and he gives you this big smile,
yeah,
and you think he's fucking with you, but he's really that's how he is. He's like, "Oh yeah,"
right. He knows a lot more than he needs to, and dude. This is where I don't fuck with, right? Because I lived a long time researching and trying to find out more about aliens, about the Loch Ness Monster, about Bigfoot. And I told you, one of my friends in like 7th, 8th grade said, "Don't do that, bro. The more you get to know, you're going to have the Men in Black come at your door." And I'm like, what the fuck's he talking about, right? Like, you're full of shit. Dude, I was terrified of that even happening that I stopped researching all this. Because
this was before the movie came out, right?
Way before the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I heard about the Men in Black from one of my friends who somehow fucking heard about the Men in Black from somewhere else. And the whole idea is that if you research too much about fucking aliens and all that shit, like, they're gonna show up at your house. The government's gonna be like, the government's gonna be like, fuck you, dude.
I don't think they have a deneuralizer. They probably just take you somewhere.
Well, dude, have you seen the movie Fire in the Sky?
Oh, yeah.
Is that not the most terrifying thing you've ever seen?
Yeah, I've seen it once, and then that was
terrifying.
It was enough for me.
The thing that screwed me up as a kid is that the fact that all those guys passed a lie detector test.
Yeah, all 5, or was it 4 or 5?
4 or 5, I don't know.
But yeah, there's
dude, and the visuals that movie had made me feel like, dude, what are they doing? Like, it's scary as hell.
It just looks like the deer in the headlights. And
well, have I ever told you about the time me in the UFO?
I've
mentioned it.
You've mentioned it. You haven't told me the full story yet, though.
Dude,
you're like, I've seen a UFO, and I was like, all right, well, he's just fucking with me.
Dude, I was doing a land nav course with the military. It was a night land nav course, and I remember plotting my points, and I found that the first point was way out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, damn, okay, once I get this point, it's easy street from here on out, but I gotta walk almost a click and a half to get there, and so I start walking, and I'm getting out there, and like I said, I believe in a lot of this weird stuff, and I don't know if I believe it or not, but I know it can get to me. It makes me think. I start thinking really deep about.
Well, especially at nighttime and when you're by
Yeah,
yourself.
you're by yourself.
Yeah,
And you start-
everything's going through
you
your
start
head.
hearing weird shit. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Crickets. What
Yeah,
was that?
I try and act tough. I'm not that fucking tough. If you put a spider across my face, I'm gonna fucking scream. You know what I mean? And so, I found my point way out in the middle of nowhere. It's just me, and there's no other soldiers even close to me. And I write my point on the paper, and as I put my paper away, because you got to kind of have to storm the right way to make sure you don't lose them. I look up and I see a 5-light object that's just above the trees. It is a let's see, it's like the evergreen trees in Washington.
Yeah, they're big.
100 feet,
big
100
pine
feet tall,
trees. Yeah,
something like that.
At least gotta be
Yeah.
100 feet tall.
And so I see one up there, and I'm thinking like, what the fuck? And I looked again like, bullshit. Like, what is that? Like, I know what I'm seeing. It's not the stars behind it. It's something floating there above the tree line. I'm like, yeah, right.
And
This
it wasn't making any noise.
no noise. None whatsoever. And so I was like, what the fuck is this? So I'm like, all right, stay calm, dude. Don't fucking freak yourself out. So just get your shit and start walking away.
Did you have to like pick up like a they have something out there for you that you have to pick up?
No, so you just write down a piece of paper and you leave.
Okay.
And these points are just out there, right? And so it's just, you write the number on that point, like it's F7 or whatever the fuck, right? So I look up, and as I'm walking away, it moves with me. Stays up as deep, as high as it was, but moves with me in the direction I was moving, and it doesn't make any noise. And that's when I started getting spooked. I'm like, what the fuck? So I moved a little bit more. I started jogging a little bit, looked up, and it's still following me. Dude. And so at that point, all I saw was my vision of fucking fire in the sky, and I'm getting sucked into this bitch.
You didn't have like your I'm brave enough, I'll just sit here and wait for it to stop and look at this thing?
No. It was oh fuck, they're about to snag me up. And I said, fuck no, and I started running. And I swear to you, I said fuck no out loud, like fuck this or something, and I was gone. And I start running with like not a care in the fucking world. I'm going through bushes, I'm going through fucking trees, I'm hitting branches, I'm making the most noise in the world, and I think I'm still screaming, hell no!
Somebody help.
So I ran probably about a good half mile, and so I ran into a guy named John Leland, and he's like, what's wrong? And I was like, I look back, and the thing's gone. And I don't have the heart to tell the dude, like, bro, I just saw a fucking UFO, right? I just like,
who are you gonna tell that to? They're gonna be like, you're full of shit.
well, eventually I had to. By the time I got back, the first one was like, what happened? I was like, I lost my paper. He goes, how? Right, dude, I was a pretty good soldier, dude. I didn't fuck too many things up. And so I think that's why it was kind of a little bit easier for me. But then he goes, what happened? I was like, why? Kind of hard to say. You're not gonna believe me for sure. He's like, what do you mean? He goes, I got chased by a UFO. Dude, he was just like, shut the fuck up.
Did he give you a look like?
Yeah, dude, I was doing push-ups and
fuck
shit. He's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, first of all, I'm being serious. Like, I swear to you, I'm not lying. I would never say this. You know I'm fucking normal as fuck. I'm not a fucking weirdo, dude, but something chased me. Something fucking followed me above the fucking tree line, made no goddamn noise, and followed me for a good distance until someone else showed up. And then bounced. Right? And so, dude, I had to explain this to my platoon, and they were fucking dying, dude.
You had to get up in front of everybody and tell them?
And tell my guys, and tell them, like,
Did your first sergeant say, all right, I want you to tell
yeah,
everybody what
exactly. I had
happened?
to tell them. And so people were laughing. They thought it was funny, but dude, it was the most, I'm being completely honest. Here's what I think. If it's not aliens, who gives a fuck, right? I think maybe because I was in a military base, maybe the military was working on some kind of version of a drone at the time. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, those drones are loud.
Here's the truth. I can't explain what the fuck it was. I know it happened.
It was unidentified.
It was unidentified.
Flying, and it was some kind of object.
And I hope to God I never see one again, because it scared the fucking shit out of me.
Well, I mean, you believe in aliens, right? Or, I mean, do you? I mean, it's kind of hard
it's one
for
of those
you.
things, like, so I'm a man of faith, right? And so you're kind of on this weird, I would say I'm a man of faith, but I'm not on the side of faith so much that, like, I'm not closed-minded to think anything. I'm one of those guys, I'm open-minded. I'd say this, that, dude, it's a big-ass fucking universe.
It's huge.
And I feel like it's almost a mathematical fact that there's more shit out there.
Yeah, like Earth's not even a speck of dust compared to everything
Right.
That's out there.
Right. Now, how does that fit into faith? No idea, right? And so that's why it's always this weird conflict for me. But it's just one of those things, like, yeah, I believe there's ghosts, right? I've never seen one, but I fucking heard enough stories and looked up enough weird shit. I'm like, God, that's weird. And I hope to God I never see one.
Lost countless hours at night, like looking on the internet.
Oh, yeah, dude, I spent years doing this shit now, right? Like,
do you ever look at the videos on YouTube?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Gross ghost things.
I watch it and I'm trying to see if it's fake or not, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love scary movies because I like the ones that actually scare me. But it's like, dude, do I believe in aliens? I believe that there's got to be, right? Almost like there's got to be something out there
somewhere. We can't see it, maybe, or whatever.
Which flips the Mandela effect.
That's what. Yeah,
goes right back to the Mandela effect. It's like the Mandela effect. If you guys are listening right now and don't know what it is, you go check it out, and it's gonna fucking ruin your goddamn day. It's probably gonna ruin your fucking month.
Yeah,
yeah, because you're not gonna understand or believe half the shit. But essentially, I'm gonna give you the most basic version of what it is. Essentially, is two parallel universes collide, and now we're living in a universe currently that is multiple different universes that came to one. When, why, who knows? They say maybe the guys at DARPA are fucking around too much with the antimatter or black matter, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Things like that. They also say maybe it was fucking Y2K, all this fucking weird shit. Now, it sounds like I'm a complete fucking weirdo saying this shit. Like, it sounds like I'm an idiot. Like, anyone listening like, dude, this guy's, you're full of shit. Like, I'm not, dude, I swear to you, I'm normal as fuck.
We were just getting ready to go up on a run. And like we were walking, and you just brought it up. You're like, oh yeah, you ever heard of Mandela effect? I'm like, no, what is it? And you started giving me examples, and mine were opposite of yours.
The biggest one for me is the movie Shazam.
Yeah.
Shazam, not to be confused with Kazam by Shaq. Not to be confused with the Shaquille O'Neal movie. I'm talking about the movie called Shazam. Who was in it was Sinbad, back in the day, dressed as a fucking genie.
Yep.
Okay? And I'm telling you right now, I swear on everything that I've seen that movie. Or I swear to you, for some reason, a part of me has seen it.
Yeah, because there was a guy that worked at a video store, went back during the VHS time, and he swears and he remembers that he's rewound that tape hundreds of times.
And so some of you listening right now are saying, yeah, I remember the movie. Yeah, I remember Sinbad and the Genie, right? And then you go Google that. That movie does not exist anymore. That movie there's no recollection of that thing ever existing besides the Mandela effect conspiracy theorists. And then even if you ask Sinbad himself, has publicly stated he has never been in a movie called Shazam. And so that blows people's minds. I think that's one of the biggest ones out there. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at a couple right now.
With the Berenstein Bears.
Yeah, the Berenstein Bears.
Yeah, I call them the Berenstein Bears.
Yeah, a lot of people Bernstein Bears or
no, Berenstein Bears.
Berenstein Bears. That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Like it's like Sex in the City. It's actually Sex and the City.
And the City. Right.
Yeah. There's
hundreds.
Yeah, I'm just looking
hundreds
at the examples
and hundreds
right now.
And the reason why they call it the Mandela effect is because of the fact that there's a part of I guess one of the universes remember Mandela dying in prison. The multiverse? Yeah, the multiverse, him dying in prison years ago, 60s, 70s.
But he died.
He recently died in like 2003 or something.
2013.
2013.
Yeah.
So, dude, it's a confusing thing, and something if you guys are interested in checking more out, you got to go find it somewhere. It's wild.
Another
and scary.
trippy one is the C-3PO.
C3, that one frustrates the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
C3PO in my head was all gold.
Yep.
If you look at it now and you Google C3PO, look at his right leg.
Yeah.
It's silver.
Silver. I always thought he was all gold too.
Oh my gosh. Whatever. I'm done. I'm off it. I've spent too much time on talking about the Mandela effect and UFOs and split universes and all that stuff. It drives me crazy. Here's one thing I want to talk about though, real quick. Beer.com. Beer.com is out and it's live.
Launched the 15th.
It did launch the 15th. You got my boy Tank Machine. He's out there doing some videos and promoting and marketing. You got Luke in the background doing all the stuff he needs to do to make things successful on the back end, the foundation of the business.
What up, Luke?
I'm doing my best to help promote the business as well. We also got a cool little project we're doing in Houston, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Beard.com.
Yeah, so I'm working on doing these short videos because I'm a big barber guy.
Yeah, you want to be a barber.
I do want to be a barber. Yeah, I spent years cutting hair, and I want to get great at it.
We actually drove past a sign that was about barber school, and you're like, I wonder if I can fit that into my schedule.
Yeah, if I can fit that in my schedule, I'd fucking do it. Well, the goal is to eventually one day be a barber, but I just love the culture of getting your hair cut. You know, I was going to the same guy since I was 4 all the way to about 17, and it helped me kind of. It's one of those things. You smell a barbershop, you get the cut. You do your thing, and it just feels right. You know, it just feels good. You feel like a man. It's like when women go and get their nails done.
I'm just thinking the exact same thing.
Women go and get their nails done. It's their therapy time. It's a thing.
Drink their champagne.
Right, whatever they do. You go to a barber shop, and you have the same barber, and he knows your haircut, and he knows what's going on in your life. You sit there, and you can kind of fucking, you can just unload some shit, right? Just talk. Bullshit. I got while I was living in El Paso, MD Barber Company, man. That is my spot. I used to go there and hang out. I honestly,
go chill.
Yeah, if I had nothing to do, I'd go get a haircut, and then I'd sit there for another hour and bullshit with the boys. they knew who I was. They were intimately into my life. They knew about my kids' names, their birthdays. You know what I mean? And so it's one of those things like that culture for me is a lost art, and it's now starting to come back. We're seeing the barbershops that fuck those chop shops where you go in there and get a haircut in 10 minutes. No, you're sitting there for a good 35, 45 minutes getting a good haircut where you're proud of, and also you build a relationship with the fucking guy.
Yeah, if you have a barber that you can't really talk to or doesn't really just talks to talk, and even though they give you a good haircut, you're like, I'm not going back there.
Yeah, I'm not going back there.
I don't want to do that.
So what we had a buddy of mine. His name is Rico. He's out of Houston. I'm going to be doing some videos about some prominent characters, not just veterans, but civilians as well. Just people and wanting to get their story. And we're going to do our first one here soon on the 28th.
29th.
On the 29th?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm going to be sending Kazner up there to help produce it while I'm going to be holding down the fort back here at home. And hopefully you guys get check it out. Again, it's going to be a video, mini short documentary version for beer.com. And we're going to get to the man behind the cut and get to the story of the man getting the haircut and what he's about.
Yeah, because, that's what everybody wants to know.
Essentially what it's about. Yeah, so we got some cool guys lined up for that. The first one, I'll just leave it a surprise for you guys to check it out. But again, we got some cool things coming up down the road. This podcast, we're going to be done here. I got to head out to do some stuff with the family. It's Sunday.
Sunday date night?
Yeah, no, we're going to go do a little kind of group thing. Yeah, but just so you guys know, if you guys are listening, we honestly appreciate your feedback. We appreciate you guys just being a part of it. It's now out on iTunes as well. So if you're out on iTunes, go ahead and hit subscribe to that. If you don't want to listen to it, just hit subscribe, just for the good of the kids.
Google Play Music. It's on Google Play Music.
It's on Google Play. It's on Libsyn.
Yeah, Libsyn. You get on Libsyn.
It's on Spotify. No, it's not on Spotify, but it's on SoundCloud.
Also YouTube. We got a YouTube channel going now.
We do. And the YouTube is just playing the audio of it. That's all it is.
It's all the audio.
Check us out on Twitter, Vinny Roc Podcast. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Like I said, what?
Stupid Roast. Did you tell them about Stupid Roast?
We'll talk about Stupid Roast next time. We're going to get out of here. But Stupid Roast is the Twitter that I started. Go check out Stupid Roast before I talk about it next week. Stupid Roast. It's at Stupid Roast. It's just a rude way of being polite.
That's right. We'll get more into them later.
We'll get more into it later. But hey, again, I appreciate you guys. I hope you're entertained. Go ahead and hit us up. Let us know if there's any other subjects you want us to tackle while we're at it. I don't even want to talk about the fight we saw the other day. The Canelo Triple G. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it yet.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try and get my dad here to start talking about boxing and why it's corrupt, and he's going to get so mad.
Did you talk to me about it yet?
Not yet, man. I'm still a little heated about it.
You got to let both you guys need to cool down a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Again, this is me. It's Vinny Roc, Vincent Rocco Vargas, also known as Rocco, Big Papi, whatever the hell you want to call me. It's my boy Kazner here. And again, we appreciate you guys. Take care.
I did it.